into worship of other than Allah. So for Muslims, this whole idea of reincarnation is something rejected. It implies that if we're all reincarnating, that the number of souls don't increase. But we see that the population of the earth has been constantly increasing. So where does one explain where the new souls come from? It creates other kinds of problems. In any case, the point is that when you die, there's no coming back. It's a delusion which creates in the minds of people a kind of sense that, okay, things are not going too well now, we can always kill ourselves and come back, have another go at it. It's delusion. This is why you find suicide amongst people who have these kind of beliefs is much higher, And this is also the basis of vegetarianism, those who don't want to eat living organisms, whether it's the sheep or the goat or the cow or whatever. You find them not wanting to do this. Why? Because that sheep you eat may be your own grandpa, grandfather who died, but he's coming back. Maybe his life wasn't so good. So what happens is that, according to the people who believe in this reincarnation, is that if you're good, then each time you reincarnate, you reincarnate in a higher form. If you're already human, you go move up the caste system till you reach the Brahmins, etc. And you can link up back with God. But if you are, bad guy, bad person, then you reincarnate in lower animals. Maybe you come back as an alligator, or a cockroach, whatever. So don't kill any of these animals. This is nonsense. It's a delusion. It fools people into thinking they can have another go. And no matter how many, you can keep trying to. You're not obliged here to live a good life, because you got another shot at it. This is nonsense. This is the delusion of Satan. Satan has fooled people into thinking this life is not all there is. The next question, which the person asked, which is part of question C, they've got quite a long list of questions here. Question C, which is part of question 3, I should say. If the animal turns into dust, then what happens to their soul? I mean, they're also living beings. Will they not be treated like, shouldn't they be treated like men? If not, then isn't it unfair for them? Well, the animal world was created for the benefit of human beings. Allah tells us in the Quran that whatever is in the earth, the creation is for us. It's all created for the benefit of men, humankind, and the jinn. We take benefit from them. However, it is beneficial to us. They don't have souls in the sense of, soul, which means consciousness of right and wrong. They have no consciousness of this. They have living bodies, they have life force within them, which drives them and keeps them alive, etc. But they're not souls. They're not held accountable. They don't know right and wrong. So they go to dust. It's not unfair to utilize them for the benefit of human beings because they were created by Allah to benefit us. Our next question, which is question 4, is the use of perfumes allowed in prayers? Is a small beard any good in Islam? Is it a sin not to keep a beard? Okay, this question seems to come up quite a bit. Anyway, the issue of perfumes, the issue is the issue of alcohol. The alcohol which is in perfumes, is it permissible to use alcohol in Islam? Yes, it is. The alcohol which is found in perfume is not drinking alcohol. What is prohibited with regards to alcohol is the drinking of alcohol. Small portions found in there in the incense or the different forms of perfume. I mean, this is not considered to be intoxicating products, which by such Muslims are required to avoid it. And what we have here instead is something which we may use. Of course, it should be used sparingly anyway, not just being wafts of perfume, and especially for women leaving their homes. It's forbidden to them to utilize perfume leaving their homes, unless it's very, very faint, not detectable, by those around you. with regards to keeping a beard, a small beard, I mean, if one is capable of growing a full beard, that is one for fifth length and beyond, then one should grow one. You know, if one's beard doesn't grow to that length, then to trim portions just to keep it tidy, as those who shave or trim, not shave, but trim with regards to the longer beards to keep it tidy, you know, they are also able to do this. Now, question number 5, many people believe slaughtering of animals is considered inhuman. What does Islam have to say about it? After all, the animals are also living beings. Is there right to kill them? You know, as I mentioned before, the animals are created for human beings. Now, we're going to start to argue about living beings. Well, plants are living beings also. They're living. It's a different state of life. You know, where do you draw the line? You know, there's some plants, and animals that are not this size. They're not sure, are these plants or are they animals? You know? So, it is really not for us to get too much into this area, of judging, animals and this type of thing. We don't need to get into too much of this, arguing, putting animals, elevating them up to the status of human beings. This is a product of secular understanding. Understanding that we are a product of evolution. Nature created us, and since nature created us, he created the whale, he created the monkey. We're all really, interrelated. This is the product of secular thinking, which rejects the special creation of human beings, which means also responsibility, etc. No, we're just like animals. So the same way we respect each other, protect our lives, we should also respect and protect the lives of the animals. However, this is nonsense. This is nonsense. Allah created the animals for us. He gave us teeth in it to be able to consume, to break up their bodies. He gave us enzymes to break it down and utilize it. If we weren't intended to eat meat, then we would not have been given the apparatus to eat meat. So this is a very fallacious, false, useless argument. And what it implies, that these people are really, concerned about human life and protecting these human lives and all these kind of things. But these same societies and countries which make such a big deal about protecting human lives, and I remember one occasion reading about a year ago in New York City, where the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, they had this article how they found out, this Muslim was going to slaughter. He had a rooster he bought, whatever he's going to slaughter in his home, in his kitchen, to eat it. They found out about it, and they broke down this man's door, came in there and snatched this chicken away from him to save the life of this chicken. Big thing about it, they saved this chicken from the knife. The chicken was created by God to be eaten. To make a big thing about this, about saving chickens, is nonsense. Chickens are eaten all over the world. It's like the Indians and the cows. In India, the big thing is made about the cow, but the cow is burger everywhere else in the world. The biggest source of hamburgers, in America is the cow. So, why make a big thing about the cow? God created the cow for our use. We should utilize them. And the issue of trying to elevate animals, as I said, to the level of human beings, this issue is based on a secular understanding of the world, where they don't see human beings as being specially created and the animals for our use. Of course, Islam does respect animal life, that we're not allowed to kill them, etc., etc., To take the life of an animal without just cause is not allowed in Islam. You kill an animal because you need to eat. You kill an animal because it's harmful. You kill an animal because you need some of its skin or its fur or whatever to make some clothing for yourself. But, as I said, these same societies that have made this big clamor about saving these animals, stop the Muslims from cutting the necks of animals on Eid al-Adha or whatever, these same societies kill millions of human beings every year in abortions. It's like 3+ million, children are aborted, fetuses are aborted every year in America. And so in Europe and in England, and, so how many millions, tens, 20s of millions are lives are destroyed, are killed, human beings killed, potential human beings killed every year. And then you want to talk about, preventing cruelty to animals because you want to eat an animal? This is nonsense. And when we look at the method of slaughter, because this is where the issue comes up too, because we cut the neck of the animal and they say, well, this is very horrible. These violent Muslims with these sharp knives cutting the necks of animals. This is a great distortion of what is happening here. When we look into the issue of slaughter, okay, what's your method then? Because we were going to eat. So we have this stun gun. We have this gun, we shoot them in the head. A piston comes out, smashes the animal in the head, knocks it unconscious. And then we string them up and we cut their necks. Or we put their feet in water and we put a coil into the water and plug it in and they get shocked and that sends them unconscious and then we cut their necks. So, this is the humane way of doing it. Well, guess what? Have you ever stuck your finger in an electric socket? When you got shocked, was that a pleasant experience which just pleasantly put you out to sleep? No. Shocking electric currents which are going to put you unconscious is a terribly painful situation. Similarly, blows which are going to be so powerful to knock you unconscious. Somebody takes like a sledgehammer or a crowbar and smashes you on the side of your head and you go unconscious. You say, okay, this is humane? Please. The Islamic method, which is followed also by the Jews, of cutting the neck of the animal, cutting their jugular veins, not the spinal cord, but the jugular vein, allowing the blood to come out by natural action, the pumping action of the heart and the animal to drift out, to die gradually. This is a very humane way. This is the most humane way, really. This is what Islam has prescribed. They are knives to be very sharp. The animal doesn't feel it, like a razor blade. You cut yourself with a razor blade, you don't even feel it. You don't know it until the blood is coming. So this is what Islam, does with regards to animals. It protects their lives. It prohibits the taking of lives unnecessarily. The safaris, the hunts where, Western civilization enjoyed decimating, wiping out animals for their own pleasure. Islam prohibits that, but at the same time, these animals are for our need. Where we have a need in them, we're allowed to fulfill that need. With that, dear viewers, I'd like to thank you for being with us in this segment of our program, In the Light of Islam. You may write into me at Sharjah Television, P.O. Box 111, Sharjah. Or you may fax to me at Darul Fatah, 06, in Sharjah, 5323724. Or you may email me at fld3.hotmail.com. Furthermore, you may also call in. You can call in to me at my office in Sharjah, 5339864, or in Dubai, 043962190. All of this is available to you, and I hope you take advantage of this opportunity and stay in contact with us, get your questions, your queries, your misunderstandings clear, and I hope that you continue to follow our program in the coming segments. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.